The Chicago Bulls season and their chance of being a dark horse contender in the Eastern Conference, or even just being a top six seed in the Eastern Conference, just got a lot more difficult and a lot more complicated. Adrian Wojnarowski has reported that Patrick Williams is expected to miss the rest of the regular season with a left wrist dislocation. He has suffered a perineal dislocation, sources tell ESPN. There's hope a timetable on a return could include the playoffs, but as Billy Donovan told reporters today, it is a pretty significant wrist injury. That is the report coming out now early this afternoon from Adrian Wojnarowski. And for a Chicago Bulls team that has started off 4-1 and now has a very difficult stretch ahead of them, and ultimately the rest of the season without Patrick Williams, it's going to be interesting to see how they manage. Now, ultimately, the Bulls' defense so far this year has been better than a lot, me included, have expected. But ultimately, Patrick Williams is a large piece to this defense, specifically on the wing. With DeMar DeRozan not being a great defender, and with their other good defenders, and Lonzo Ball, Alex Caruso being at the guard spot, and Troy Brown Jr. is a fine defender off of the bench. But he could now see himself in the starting lineup, and at 6'6" isn't the ideal power forward for a starting lineup or for defending other power forwards across the league. It is going to be very interesting to see how the Bulls manage this matchup, how they manage this spot in the rotation, and how they manage this injury to Patrick Williams. Ultimately, it's very unfortunate to see such a young player go down with such a significant injury. Of course, Patrick Williams, only 20 years old, entering the second year of his NBA career. Fourth overall pick in 2020, had a lot of upside, and this would have been a year that the Bulls really would have relied on his play, and could have been another big developmental year for him as well to continue to improve in the NBA. But ultimately, that is not going to be the case. He is going to be out for the year. Again, there is hope that he will be back for the playoffs, but this is going to be tough for the Bulls without him. They're going to have to decide what they want to do with their rotation now, whether Troy Brown Jr. starts and fills into that role, whether they move DeMar to the 4, Zach to the 3, and then they play Lonzo and Caruso in the backcourt. Of course, that leaves them very thin at the point guard spot until Kobe White, or just the guard spot in general off of the bench, until Kobe White is back from injury. They have Ayoda Sumo there. They're pick from this year's draft. But outside of that, they won't really have much at the guard spot. So that remains to be seen what they deal with there. Expect some more minutes potentially from Derrick Jones Jr. now moving forward, as they're going to need someone to play a few more minutes at the forward spot. Between Troy Brown Jr., Javonte Green, Lonzo Johnson, Kobe White, Alex Caruso, you name it, someone's going to have to step up. Who's going to be that guy in the starting lineup remains to be seen. Point being, the Chicago Bulls have gotten a big blow to their season 5 games into the year. That being said, let me know your thoughts down below on the injury, and most specifically what you think that means for the Chicago Bulls this year and who could fill into his spot in the starting lineup. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new for all NBA updates, news, and everything about the NBA in general. And be sure to click the box on the screen if you want to hear my season preview on the Chicago Bulls. That being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.